too much thoughts about it. They just like I think you're cute. I think you're cute. Let's date. That's it. They don't care.
That's
Like
yeah, that's very easy, right? In China, I think it's not so easy. They think a lot before they want to dating with each other. They want to know a lot of information for each other. They want to confirm the future before they're dating. So it's very complicated. It's not for everyone, but most of them, most of the Chinese culture is like this.
everyone,
For example,
everyone.
for example,
Yeah, yeah,
some of the Chinese is very interesting. I'm not one of them, but I think it's very interesting. So if they want to date with each other at the beginning, maybe they need to know everything about each other. Like which university you graduate, and what's your salary, what's your job title, or what's the future of your career, or how much money you have, or like with your how to say your house, or how much is it, something like this. They want to know everything. Then they will decide if they want to date with each other or not. I mean, at the beginning maybe some chemistry, but then if they really decide to to be boyfriend girlfriend, that's become a serious things. Then if they want to together for longer, maybe they need to see each other's parents. So that will be more serious.
wow.
That means
Oh,
their parents will ask you more details. That's horrible. So then it's kind of like they need to, how do you say, they need to consider each other's situation, background, everything to be matched. Otherwise, they will think that's not a match, relationship or something. So it's really complicated. For me, I think, if you have some chemistry with the other person, you guys can try to start, right, to know each other more. And if the dating is very smoothly, you guys have some good feelings for each other, or some commitment for the future, then it's just between you and the other person. It's not about love, the family. I think it's because in China, if you really want to have the marriage with another one, with another boy or girl, at the beginning you need to find your parents, or their parent, or the other parents agreement. So if the
wow.
parents agree, then it's good. But if they disagree, that will cause a lot of problems, and most of them will be separate with each other if their parents disagree. So that's really complicated. I don't know why, but it's happened in China. Maybe part of the culture. I mean, the culture is like this. Before, like in my parents' generation, if they want to have the marriage, of course, they need to have the agreement from their parents. That's a necessary step. But nowadays, maybe it's better, but it's still have the similar situation.
To be honest, Vicky, that makes dating so much problematic that I don't even want to date anymore.
Okay. um, I'm successfully stop you for, for dating in this app. That's interesting. But
I
don't worry. It just depends. Different person they have a different idea. I just say the typical Chinese girl, but some girl, if they have open minded, it will be much more better. They will be the behavior will be more like the Western person. But if it's typical, of course, they will be complicated. I think so.
I feel
The
it's
girl
like
can be open mind, but the parents are not open mind. The parents are not open mind. The girl may be open mind, but not the parents.
Yeah, so if the girl is not open-minded, they will follow their parents' idea. So the parents is because in their age they're not open-minded, so that will cause a lot of problems. But if the girl they have open-minded, they don't care about the parents. I mean, it's not care. They don't how to say. They just say, okay, I love this guy, so I want to be together with him, and we want to have a marriage. So if you agree, thank you. But if you disagree, I will still, follow my heart because that's my life. It's not your life. So they will have this idea. That will be more easier for the relationship, right? But if the girl think, I need to follow my parents' idea because they want to take care of me and they want to make my life better. So if they don't like my boyfriend, I need to separate with him because my parents, they don't like him. So
Wow.
it's not typical Chinese girl. Yeah. Maybe not everyone, but really typical Chinese culture.
It's I think for me like different. That's a different culture, and I understand. Like if I probably like go China or something, I have to respect that culture because that's the culture in China. I cannot like try to change it unless the girl is like different. But it's just how you say it's so complicated. Like for me, I think like if you like a girl and she likes you and you wanna date, it's your problem. It's not your parents' like problem if you guys wanna date. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Of course, life is between you and your girlfriend. It's nothing about their parents, right? But the Chinese culture is like it's they're a group. It's not like you and your your girlfriend. It's the whole family's.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's a group. So that's more complicated. But we also have some open-minded girls, of course. They have
Yeah.
highly educated, so they have some how do you say, they already have some connections with the Western culture. So I think some culture is not reasonable. So if some girls, they already know it's not reasonable, they will try to disagree with this culture. They don't want to follow the culture anymore. So that will be better. Nowadays,
But
it's much more better than
yeah,
before.
how your parents know like how they know they're not the right person for you if they are not the
Uh,
one that you love.
because they
What
want to know if you guys are matched. For example, if you
Oh
have
my
good,
god.
if you have enough money to for the marriage, like if you have
Oh
a
my god.
nice house, nice apartment, if you have a nice car, if you have a nice job. So if you just have a like a love heart for the girl, and you have, for example, if you have no high salary, if you have you do not have a good apartments or nice cars or whatever, so maybe they will think you're not the right person for their daughter, because they think you cannot support the future's life. So yeah, most of them, they will think like this way. But if they think your personality is not good, of course they will think that's not a match.
So this is like a test, right? So like this is a test now. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Oh
that's the
my god, like
first day for the marriage. Normally it's like this.
it
So
feels
if
Even they check your blood, they check your blood to see that if it's
what is
compatible.
this? What is
Yeah,
this, bro?
they do hospital check. They're really
no,
What is
very.
going on,
It's
bro?
true. It's true.
I don't even want to date anymore.
really, no, I don't
Yeah,
think so. Why do you need to
really.
check the blood?
They
Why?
take
They
your
do it
blood.
to see if you can have a baby or not.
What
Oh
the
yeah,
hell?
Yeah, she
yeah,
say
that's
now
right.
she say
Okay,
yes. Now she
okay,
say
that's
yes.
more
Look at
complicated.
her.
So in China, if you're a girl, right, you want to dating with the other boy, or you guys want to have marriage. I mean, serious relationship. So then the parents will make sure the girl want to have a baby in the future, or if the girl can have a baby in the future. Because I have a relative, he dated with his ex girlfriend when he's in the high school. So actually they have a long relationship. So until they want to have marriage, maybe after university, so they want to have marriage. Then the parents, so they go to the hospital to like, how to say, health checking, right, before the marriage. So then they find out the girl, she cannot have a baby, so she have some problems. Then the parents told my relatives. So they told him, like, you cannot marry with this girl because she cannot have a baby in the future. So you guys need to separate. You need to find another new girlfriend.
Damn.
So that's horrible. They have a long relationship. So how can they separate? Because the girl cannot have a baby. That's not reasonable, right? But
About?
at the end, they separate with each other because the girl cannot have a baby. So that's
Oh
horrible.
my.
That's
What
horrible.
happened with adopt? Like, can you adopt a kid in China?
You can, but most of the parents they cannot accept this solution. They think the girl, they think if you want to adopt the other kids, that's not your gene. This is another person's gene, so they cannot accept this. So
Wow. Oh
that's
my God.
yeah, it's kind of complicated, right? But it's
They
not
feel
everyone. Some of them
so.
they more open minded.
Also, they consider like your own parents, how they behave. Did you have like good parents? If your parents have like a weird life, also
Wow,
like
Crib, you know
you
everything
reject.
about China.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's also
everything.
happened.
No,
That means you have a lot of girlfriend in China, so you have so many experience.
you go again.
Whoa,
You go again.
whoa,
Okay.
Like, it sounds like you know more about China than me. So that means you have a lot of
whoa.
experience. Otherwise, you cannot know so much about China, about
No,
marriage or something.
no. Of course, I'm curious, and these topics often come up. Like a lot of people talking about marriage, dating. This is very normal. Like so, you know more people. You have more information.
Yeah, you're
Whoa.
right. Some of them, if they want to have marriage or a serious relationship, they will consider if the other person's parents is good or not. Yeah, that's also one of the consideration. That's not make sense, but it is. So, for
Yes,
example,
yes.
if the other person's parents is they have a good personality or they have a good marriage or maybe they're retired with a good salary or something like this. So it's not make sense, but it's kind of stupid, right?
No, it's not stupid because the parents can influence the kids. If you have a parents
But
that
they're
are
not
have
in a.
bad life, the guy is always drinking, then what about the kid? You think he would be like a nice kid? I don't know.
But
I'm not
if
sure.
you already start the dating or relationship with the person, of course you know him, right? You know what his personality, or maybe not all the personality, but you know most of the situation of your boyfriend or girlfriend. So your parents is like they're before their family, but now they already separate with each other. So if you want to build your own family with this person, is not so much connection with their parents anymore. So why you consider their parents as a how to say as a consideration? Does not make sense because what you will live together with this person, not their parents.
Yeah, but
You're independent.
the parents has a very strong influence on people. You cannot say your parents don't have any influence on you. That's not possible.
What happened?
If the other person is independent enough, after marriage, they don't need to have a lot of connections with the parents if they don't like them, of course. But if, for example, if I'm a boy, right? If my parents they treat me not good or they are drinking or blah blah blah, they have a lot of problems. After I build my own family, I don't want to have any connection with them anymore because they're not a good parent. They treat me not good. So why I still need to have connection with them,
No,
so
I
close?
understand you, but that makes you how to say the people they want to marry with the family. They don't want to marry with one person. They want to marry with the whole family. So if they cannot see your family, if they cannot see if there is something wrong with your family, they
Oh, you
can
mean
be sure.
reference?
Yeah,
Reference, right? Oh, I see.
and if you saying okay, I don't have anything to do with my family, you are angry. Your heart is not peaceful. So how can you have like a peaceful marriage? Like you are somebody easy to get angry because with your parents the connection is not good. So you don't have this safety in your heart. You're not safe. So
But
it's difficult to make a nice family when you're not safe. That makes some sense.
But I have another idea is like if this guy they already have this kind of family, they have no choice because they were born with this kind of family. But what they also can have a happiness life because happiness family because they can consider the before their family as the past. Like, my family, they born me, but they treat me not good, and we have bad connections. So I don't need to have any connection with them anymore. I can build my own life, build my own family. So I mean, they have no choice if they already have a bad family, right?
No, I think China is no mercy for people. If you don't have a good health, if you don't have a good social situation, if you don't have a good family, they will not be nice to you. They will just take, if they
I
have a choice,
think
they will
yeah, yeah.
prepare to avoid you. They will not consider you
Yeah,
as a
that's
good
kind
choice.
of judgment. Kind of judgment. I
Yes.
understand this. Even I don't like this, but it's happened. You're right. Kind of judgment. Like if you're from a poor family, if you're from a family with some problems, yeah, they will have some judgment on you because of your family, not because of your personality. That's not reasonable. Yeah, but it's not
That's
Also,
like
everybody. Somebody they're very kind. It's okay,
also
but
Chinese
some
people, they see their child as like a princess or a prince because only one child. So they want the best for this person. That's maybe the mentality.
uh of course, everybody want to treat their kids like a princess. Even they have two or three or more. Yeah, I mean they have a limited energy, so maybe for the only one, the energy is more. But for my ideas like this, that's their own life. The parents, after the kids they graduate from the university and start to support themselves, the parents need to realize now they have their own life. Everything depends on their own idea. You don't need to have a lot of, in China it's very weird. Like, the parents they want to control their kids' life, but they will say like, oh, I just want to take care of you. I just want to you everything, life goes smoothly, blah 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 blah. This kind of excuse. But I think that's just excuse. They want to control their kids' life. They want to the kids to do everything under their control. That's a problem, I think. But anyway, just cultural.
Let's see how you will deal with your own children.
the she said she don't like man. She don't like man anymore.
Okay.
Interesting. So this kind of things is gossip, right? Gossip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
kind. I
part.
mean, we don't really like ghosting would be like we're talking about someone,
Hmm.
or like we're just talking about like something like a person. That's what I think is gossip.
Interesting. Before my parents actually they're typical Chinese parents, so they treat me like it's the same as the other Chinese typical way. So I told them, now I'm already independent. I can support myself. So you guys can give me some suggestions, advice, or some kindly notice, but everything depends on myself. Like if I want to do something, I will do it. If I don't want to do, even you guys told me 1,000 times, I will not. I will just pretend I did not hear. So, so yeah, they cannot do anything because I told them that's my life.
Is your parents like are they don't control your life like the other Chinese like parents with their kids?
They want, but they can't. Of course they want because they're typical Chinese parents, but they can't because I reject. I say that's